Welcome to the podcast. Súbele volumen. Conversation with the people who were with me. In the world TV. Carlos Tonight. Historias de un reportero. Carlos Tonight. Dale que viene lo bueno.
Hey everybody, bienvenidos and welcome to Carlos Tonight. Thank you so much for watching and of course for listening on your favorite podcast platform. As always, before we get things started, I want to invite you to check out my website. That's carlostonight.com. There you can check out the latest information about the podcast, see upcoming guests, and check out past episodes. That's carlostonight.com. I have a great episode in store for you this week. It centers around an incident that happened to me not too long ago involving a radio personality in Minneapolis, and she was talking about Carlos Correa, the baseball player. On my show, I'm going to call him the other Carlos Correa, but on her show, I was the other Carlos Correa. So Sheletta Brundidge, she's a comedian, she's an author, she's an advocate for autism, and she's a radio personality for WCCO Radio in Minneapolis. And she was on social media tweeting about the baseball player Carlos Correa moving from Houston to Minneapolis. And she wanted to welcome him to the city with dinner and drinks and hanging out. And she was tweeting at him, trying to get his attention. But her coworker mentioned that she was actually tweeting the wrong person. She was actually tweeting me. And so it was the funniest situation. I'll let her explain it. And I wanted to share that interview with you because it was hilarious, but it was also a fun time that I got to be interviewed. It's been a while. And what else? So hopefully you'll laugh at this and hear more about the Carlos Tonight podcast, as well as more about Sheletta Brundidge. Let's see if we can play the radio. There it is.
Everybody wants to talk to Carlos Correa. That's the interview to get. And I don't have an Emmy and 2 Associated Press Edward R. Murrow Awards because I can't deliver. So on the phone line with me right now on the John Schuster Caldwell Banker Hotline on the Hanging with Harrigan show is Carlos Correa.
The one and only.
The one and only, baby. Now, we're calling you the other Carlos Correa. He is the host. He is the host of the Carlos Tonight Show. Welcome to WCCO Radio, Carlos.
Thanks for having me this morning. I'm excited.
I am too. It is so great to meet you. This is the funniest story ever. So Carlos Correa is coming to Minnesota from Houston. I came to Minnesota from Houston. I figured I'd give him a great Minnesota welcome, tagged him on social media. So I thought until one of my coworkers told me that I had tagged you. When you got on Twitter and realized you had 5,100 mentions, tags, and posts, what was your first reaction?
Well, I was on my way to Cottage Grove with some Colombian food because I'm Colombian. And I was looking forward to that Texas barbecue and hanging out with you. And then my heart sank when I got this tweet saying, oops, I got the wrong guy. But it was the funniest thing I've ever read and experienced, for sure.
And my coworkers, Chad Hartman and Chris Tubbs and Adam Carter, could not wait to rip me. It was like, I can't wait till this other Carlos Correa shows up at your house. You've offered your home and your love and affection.
I thought I had it made. You know what? I turned off my notification back in 2012. And then again in 2017, and I didn't know until I got an email from you guys. But
you missed out on all the fun. Now, why would you turn off your notifications?
No, but I went back and I read them all for sure. But yeah, when Carlos Correa got into the other, when he got onto the scene, my social media started blowing up. I was getting all good and bad messages from my account, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. My Facebook page, went up to like 300, 400 likes, and I was like,
in addition to what I had.
Wait until they realize that it's not me, the baseball player.
I can't even imagine what your DMs look like with folks thinking like me that you are the baseball player Carlos Correa. Now, since we've been talking about the baseball player Carlos Correa, we need to talk about you and who you are, because you've got a show, you've got a popular platform, you've got podcasts. You ain't no slouch.
Exactly. Well, I spent 22 years on television. I was a reporter. I worked in Chicago, and then I worked in Iowa, Missouri, New Mexico, and then California. I worked in Bakersfield and in San Diego and in Sacramento for CBS. And I thought, my podcast was going to be a pandemic project, and that's how I started it. I called it Carlos Tonight. And basically, I go down memory lane, talking to the people that I met during my TV career, and I introduce my listeners and my viewers to new people and new places that I experienced. And then I also share my Colombian heritage and just talk to folks. We laugh, we educate. It's just a fun time. I love it.
But you're still doing it. I mean, what made you continue it this far, 2 years into the pandemic? What changed?
I'm going to have to blame my friend Lindsay Hood in San Diego, because I was planning on calling it quits. And then she said, no, you got to continue doing it. I enjoy it. And I said, fine, I'll do it for you. And so I continued doing it. And then it got traction. So then it was every other Wednesday, and now I'm doing it every Wednesday. And I get like emails saying, hey, I really like that interview with that, that person and this and that. And so that kind of motivates me and gives me the energy to continue doing it, for the listeners, for the viewers, and I'm having a good time doing it. It's great.
We are talking to the other Carlos Correa, host of the Carlos Tonight show and podcast. And, I have to agree with your friends and the people who enjoy your show. Once I accidentally tagged you thinking you were the baseball player and, offer my undying love, my home, and have my children ready to call you daddy, and realized that you were not the baseball player with the $100+ million salary on the line. If he can clear this physical, I was a little embarrassed. But I was like, well, let me go check out who this guy is. And that's when I saw the podcast, and I started listening and watching, and I just loved it. And, the thing about this podcast, and I have a podcast as well, Carlos, is that it's an equalizer. For so long, voices like ours, your Colombian heritage, my African ancestry, my Creole background, we did not have the voice and the opportunity to share our experiences and tell our family stories in mainstream media. And I just find that these podcasts are such a great way to equalize and level the playing field, and we can reach hundreds, thousands of people, and share our stories and give our voices an opportunity to be heard
all over the world.
Yeah. What's been the most fun for you having that podcast, having this platform, and being able to speak to people, with people, and for people?
As a television reporter, I was able to meet different people every single day and tell stories, and I'm continuing to do that in a different way. So my enjoyment is, hearing people out and learning from their experiences, and then sharing that with other people. I think is just awesome. By the way, you can tell your kids they have a Colombian poppy here in Dallas. So,
baby, okay, because I'm telling you, I was ready to give up the ghost. I told my ex-husband, don't come over here, because Carlos Correa's been tagged, and he may call me, and I'll let you know if you are welcome. But then I realized that I had tagged.
Wait until my mom reads the tweets.
Oh, Lord Jesus, don't let your mama read the tweets. Let me go fix them first. Hold on. I don't think Twitter has an edit button. Dang it. Don't let you send your mama to Facebook. Let me fix the Twitter tweets because I don't want your mama to think bad about me. I don't want your mama to think bad about me. Now you are going to have to get up to Minnesota to take in a baseball game. You can't be Carlos Correa and not come to a Twins game at this point.
Absolutely. You know what? About a few years ago, I was a finalist for a job in Houston, and the guy there was like, wow, wouldn't it be great to have two Carlos Correas in the same market? And I'm like, that would be great. Of course, it didn't work out, but I look forward to coming to it.
Well, it was... Oh, my God. It was so great chatting with you. Thank you for playing along and having fun with us and for being on Hanging with Harrigan. And again, now look, this is not a joke. The offer still stands. You are more than welcome to come to Minnesota, take in a Twins game once they get back home from spring training. And I would just love to host you, and we can get in this kitchen and cook up some Creole and Colombian cuisine and eat and get fat and drink Grey Duck vodka, go to the game, and have us a good old time.
Absolutely. Listening to music, dancing, I'm for it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, baby.
By
Carlos
the way,
Correa.
Woman of the Year.
Yeah, baby. Okay, let me give you a minute to say that again. I'm sorry, I was about to cut you off. You can go ahead and say that again.
I wanted to congratulate you for being Woman of the Year. It is awesome. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Oh, thank you. And just in case anybody didn't already see and know the story, Carlos, this is just the kind of chick I am. I took out billboards all across town, the digital billboards, and they say congratulations to Sheletta for being Minnesota honoree for USA Today's Woman of the Year. So just in case people didn't already see the article in USA Today, hear me talk about it, post about it endlessly. Now we've got billboards all over town with my picture on it because that's just the kind of chick I am.
Hey, the door's open if you ever want to be on my show, Carlos Tonight.
If I ever, hold on, let me text you right now. Hold on, I got your cell phone number, carlostonight.com. Consider me a guest on this week's broadcast. I plan on being the Wednesday guest.
Thank you so much.
All right, buddy, we'll talk soon.
All right, you have a good one.
So I hope you enjoyed listening to that interview. It was so much fun to do, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to participate in it. So thank you again to WCCO Radio in Minneapolis and Sheletta Brundidge for inviting me on the show. It was so much fun. And let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up on Carlos Tonight. I have an interview with Andrea Cameron. She's helping people express their authentic self through fashion, how to match your inner knowing so your appearance can do some of the talking for you. So I have that interview coming up, as well as Detective Daniel Gomez. He played a big role in the reality show Cheaters. So we're going to talk to him about his participation, his detective agency, and how to catch a cheater. What are the signs? So we'll talk to him. And I'll also, hopefully, we'll talk to my nephew, Michael, about our recent trip to New York City and to Canada. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for listening and for watching this episode of Carlos Tonight. It was written and produced by yours truly, Carlos Correa. Carlos Tonight theme by Skin Gales. Head over to our website, carlostonight.com, for the latest on the podcast, see upcoming guests, and check out past episodes. That's carlostonight.com.
Carlos